Night's not over yet. Hope you guys are still have some energy left for us out here. You can see those brake lights staged up. Our first battle is going to be, I believe, Zach Farrar and Matt Van Kirk, friends turned combatants. So you're gonna have to pick your driver here. You got the turbo power of Zach Farrar, and then the V8 power, which is also turbo. He's actually a twin turbo V8. But yeah, you got your V8 versus your inline 6. So take your pick. Where's my turbo guys? Make some noise for the turbo fans out there. All right, not bad, not bad. Where's my V8 fans? Where are the V8 American guys at? Who's that? Oh, patriotic America. Never get tired of a V8. But here we go. Let's see who's going to be sending off the line. Make some noise as they cross pass. We got Zach Farrar out front in the JZ Turbo Power green S13.4 and Matt Van Kirk right behind him. And they're both setting it up nice and high on the bank. Just what the judges want to see. Coasting through that slick spot, really tricky as they make that transition into the infield. Zach Farrar doing good out front, and Matt leaving a little bit of a safety zone right in front. Doing good though. Evergreen, what do you think? Butts on the wall as they finish out door to door. Not bad. Kind of hard to choose. Again, the action's a little slowed down, the speeds are a little slower, but the dexterity, it's all there. It's really crazy to see these guys kind of dancing door to door like that. And what looks nice and smooth on the outside, these drivers are, they're negotiating hand brakes. Some of these guys having both a hydro and a factory e-brake. They're kind of scissoring the wheel. The fluidity typically inside the car will transition to a nice smooth run on the outside. And then we have some guys that we call the wiper scramble, where they're setting off the horn and they're setting off the blinkers and wipers while they're trying to drift. That's always fun to see too. But here we go, the second half of the battle. Van Kirk setting it up with Zach Farrar. Looking good right on that tail end. Judges gonna have a close call here. Van Kirk nice and deep on the angle as they come into the infield, but Zach not giving him any breathing room. Pressure is on, knocking on that door. Here he comes. Little left, oh, little choke up there by Matt. Oh, what do you guys think? Judges are, yeah, this is one of those moments where I'm glad I'm not a judge, because the pressure is really on them. Interesting moment there, because you can see the drivers come around that second pole, and Matt really maxed out on angle. It almost looked like the car in front, Matt Van Kirk, was going to spin there, but he did what he had to do. He maintained that drift, just held really stellar angle, and kind of somewhat trapped Zach Farrar right behind him. Who wants the V8 car to win? And who wants Zach Farrar, the turbo car, to win? It's close, but the V8 driver, Matt Van Kirk, takes the win and advances on to the finale. Zach Farrar will hold back and battle for third place. So nobody's going home, nobody's done just yet. As we go on to the second half of the top four. I invite anybody to come out here to an open drift. Come bring a helmet. I want you guys to come ride in a drift car. Raise your hands if you want to come ride shotgun in a drift car. Come out to an open drift. Our next open drift, July 24th. It's a competition and an open drift. Come find me. I'll be the tall, dark, handsome guy. And I got a spare helmet. Come find me. I'll introduce you to a driver, and I'll get you shotgun in a car. It is a blast. About $15 gets your pit pass, gets you all access. Come meet the drivers. Come talk with these guys, and it's a blast. Just if you get a little motion sick, maybe take your time. But again, our next events, July 17th will be Pro AM Round 3. July 24th is going to be a grassroots comp as well as the open drift. Come bring your car. And then again, Friday and Saturday, August 5th, August 6th, Formula D Round 5, the showdown. Second battle, Cole Warner, Nick Martin. Cole taking the low line here. Nick, a little bit of a gap to close up as they both dive way below the line on the infield. Not sure how the judges feel about that. But look at Nick chasing down. Oh! All right, who's butt puckered up? Who else had a butt pucker there? I know I did. Nick Martin, though, threading the needle, getting around. Round of applause for Nick Martin, keeping it safe and out of contact. Between okay to butt pucker, but if you need to check yourself, make sure you have to, you know. Get a lot of those moments in drifting. Breathe, just breathe. Today sponsored by Charmin. Yeah. All right, so second half of the battle, I'm gonna say that Nick has that advantage. Again, Cole taking the spin there. Nick was able to complete this whole lap. So again, the battles here are set in more or less, you know, 2 runs is 1 battle. So this is the second half of the battle here with Nick setting the pace out front and Cole kind of struggling to initiate that drift there and just kind of holding his, I don't know what he's doing there on the bottom. Nick Martin, nice and smooth, dropping the rotary engine and going V8. And Cole just kind of holding his own, you know, just doing his own thing back there. Nick Martin, just butter out front. I think we know who the winner is as he puts that butt to the wall. Let Nick Martin hear you. So that means Cole Werner is going to be holding back and going up against Zach Farrar. And our winner of this battle, Nick Martin, will go on to battle Matt Van Kirk. We got 2 battles left. What do you guys think? You come out to one of our bigger competition days, we have, you know, top 32, so we have 32 drivers competing, and man, if you got to come out to one of our drift events, it is just a blast. And like I said, bring a helmet, and let's get you riding shotgun. So a little changing of the guard. I think we're going to run this through to the finish. Might be watching these cars and thinking, man, I'm going to need a lot of horsepower, a lot of money to come out here and drift, and that's just not true. It really doesn't take a lot. You can get, you know, your bone stock Nissan 240, 150 horsepower, even if that's generous. And it really just comes down to setup. A lot of you guys will, you know, air up their tires to about 80 psi. You know, get that little contact patch a little smaller, a little easier to spin those rear tires, and I mean, you get the whole spectrum of cars out here. So again, it really doesn't take much. You don't have to put a lot of work into your car. We've been seeing a lot of Fox Body Mustangs come out. You get the whole spectrum again. So if you have a car, rear-wheel drive, if you think it can pass tech, again, bring it out. The open drifts are open to, you know, we get pros, we get first-timers. And also, if you maybe want a little bit more instruction, later in the wintertime, we have drifting schools. And I know Chris Jernert here in town actually has a car that you can rent and drift. And, you know, he'll provide a tech and everything for you. So if you're thinking about getting into drifting, it is really easy to get into. Here's our 3rd place battle though, so someone's trying to get out to podium. Zach setting the pace with a turbo out front, going up against the V8. Cole Werner right behind him. Cole's got some catching up to do. Zach, Mr. Set It and Forget It. Looking smooth in that Bad Works S13. And Cole is kind of on and off, it seems like. Could be struggling with the setup. Look at Zach out front. He's making it look easy. All right. Round of applause, Evergreen. All right, drivers get a reverse order. Now Cole, the pressure's on. I mean, this is Cole's last chance to really redeem himself and, you know, make some good moves with the judges, but a little struggle off the line there. The coupe versus the coupe. V8 out front, JZ out back. Cole again on that lower line. Judges do like to see a nice high line on the bank as he dips way low off the infield there. Looking stronger this round overall. Got to give it to Cole. And relax, breathe, woosah. Well, I think we have our 3rd place winner as he sidesteps and crab walk. Round of applause, Zach Farrar. Let him hear ya. Good crab walk the car. And now we are on to our finals. And Nick, I'm not too familiar with Nick. I want to say this is one of his first years driving, potentially competitively. Then you have the other spectrum, Matt Van Kirk, who's been driving here 5-6 years, I want to say, and he's gone through the whole pace of, starting as a grassroots driver, working the Pro AM, and last year he earned his Pro 2 license. So you have both drivers on either end of the spectrum. However, the skill set is close enough that we're going to put them door to door and see what happens. Mazda versus Nissan, but both V8 power. Judges are ready. This is our final. After this, we're going into 75 laps. Hope you guys are still hungry for some racing action. As Matt Van Kirk is off the line. Let's see what Nick can do. Put the pressure on. Matt won't make it easy on him. All right, Nick, not too far behind. Nice and smooth. As he closes the gap, he starts to make an attack. Oh no! It's not too late though, they got another battle left and Matt can still drop the ball, so don't give up on Nick just yet. But let him hear it for Matt Van Kirk as he almost, dang, that angle, he's got me psyched. One more run. Gotta say, huge thanks to all the drifters coming out and being patient with the program, getting them out on track though. I love exposing some new people to the sideways stuff. If Tokyo Drift is the only thing you've seen in drifting, I think you gotta come out and see what we're really all about. Nothing wrong with Tokyo Drift, but little bow wow, I don't know. Here we go, the finale. Nick Martin out front. Ooh, Van Kirk, little shimmy shimmy. Here he comes, little left foot braking. Whoa! Little Donkey Kong with that barrel. As Van Kirk holding it right there, playing shadow. Oh, Nick sort of parks it. What happened? But they're maintaining drift. Was that a little butt tap as well? As they go through the finish, Nick Martin, Matt Van Kirk, what do you say, Evergreen?